As you all know that in 1976, when the dear ones from the West started coming to see Sant Ji at his 77 RB ashram, Sant Ji himself used to ring the bell at 3 o'clock in the morning to wake the dear ones up, and everyone would get together into the hall and sit in the meditation until 6 o'clock. We also used to have 2 meditation sittings with Sant Ji, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Besides these times of the meditation, there were other times also available for the dear ones to meditate. So altogether, everyone used to put an average of 8 to 10 hours or even more per day in the meditation. Sant Ji was very happy with the dear ones who would sit there in the meditation, and he was very happy to see all of them and answer their questions when there was an opportunity to ask the questions from beloved Sant Ji. You know that all those sessions are recorded and are available in the form of the videos, and many times those question and answer sessions were also published in the magazine. But there are many questions of the dear ones which the dear ones asked beloved Sant Ji in their private interviews, which are not published anywhere. And with the grace of our beloved master, our beloved Sant Ji, because I was fortunate enough to be there, and I remember those questions and Sant Ji's graceful answers, I would like to share some of them with you. So one such question is like this. A dear one came to Sant Ji and asked him, "Beloved Sant Ji, often you have said that before we sit in the meditation, we should sing a bhajan which is full of the love of the Master, so that our mind, which is wandering here and there, would stop running around and come to the feet of the Master. And in that way, it will become easier for us to do the Simran when we are sitting in the meditation. My problem is this, that whenever I sing the bhajan before sitting in the meditation, or I hear someone else singing the bhajan, that bhajan is so loving that it remains in my mind. I either get stuck into the tune of that bhajan, or the words of the bhajans keep coming after me, and I am not able to do the Simran. I try to do the Simran, but then the bhajan comes and takes over my consciousness, and I forget doing the Simran, and I start humming the tune of that bhajan or thinking about the words of the bhajan. So my question is that when we are sitting in the meditation and are not doing the Simran, but thinking about the Master, thinking or remembering the words of the Masters, or singing the bhajans written by the Master, is it not the same? Is it not counted as our sitting in the meditation? And the other part of the question is that how do I get out of getting caught up in the tune of the bhajan and thinking about the words of the bhajan? Because I know that when we sit in the meditation, we are supposed to do the Simran. I would appreciate it very much if you would please answer my questions. So, when this dear one was asking this question to beloved Sant Ji was looking at him. He was very happy. He was smiling. One thing I would like to mention here is that whenever the dear ones would ask Sant Ji a question, Sant Ji would look at him in such a way, and I always felt that Sant Ji knows what the question is and what the dear one is going to say and ask him. But still, he would patiently allow the dear one to complete his question. So after the question was completed, as you can see, it was a very long question, Sant Ji smiled or even laughed. And he said that, listen, first of all, you should know that we can do only one thing at a time. Either we sing the bhajans or we do the Simran and sit in the meditation. The reason I suggest people singing the bhajan before we sit in the meditation is that many times our mind is scattered here and there and we are not doing the Simran. If you have developed the habit of doing the Simran non-stop, then you do not need to sing the bhajan to bring your mind to the feet of the Master. But if you are still struggling with developing that non-stop Simran, then before you sit in the meditation, you should sing a bhajan so that the direction of your mind changes from the world to the feet of the Master. And in that way, when you close your eyes and start meditating as you have been instructed at the time of the initiation, your mind will be there and you will be able to do the Simran. Because there is a big difference between the Simran and singing the bhajan. You should know what is the Simran. Simran is the charging, Simran is the earning of the Master who has given you the initiation. And behind the Simran given to you by the perfect Master, his sacrifice, his hard work of the life, his own life impulse is working. And the purpose of doing the Simran is to bring our attention at the eye center, rise above our body consciousness, and travel into the higher planes and back to our real home, Sachkhand. When we do the Simran, our mind becomes pure. When our mind becomes pure, the purer our mind is, our soul also becomes pure. And with the pure soul, we can go above and back to our real home. So the importance of doing the Simran is very high. And I have often talked about this in many satsangs. And you should pay attention to this and understand that why it is important for us to do the Simran. If you are sitting in the meditation and not doing the Simran, you are not meditating. If you are thinking about the Master, if you are visualizing the form of the Master, if you are thinking about the words of the Master, or if you are singing the bhajan while you are sitting in the meditation, those things do have some benefit, but it will not make your soul rise above the body consciousness. It will not let your soul travel into the higher planes. The only thing which will help you go above is the Simran. And also, Simran, we are asked to do the Simran all the times, because by doing the Simran, we are collecting the wealth of the Simran. At the time of the initiation, when the Master gives us the holy names, it is a capital that he gives to us, and he wants us to increase that wealth. And we can do that only by doing the repetition of the 5 sacred names again and again, all the times. Often I have said that we can do the Simran given to us by the Master all the times, except for the time when we are doing some serious thinking or accounting. Other than that, one part of our mind is always free, and we can use that in doing the Simran given to us by the Master. You know that when you are doing the worldly work, at the same time, one part of your mind can think of something else. So why not do the Simran given to you by the Master instead? So then Sant Ji came to the second part of the question, that I understand that for some dear ones, some bhajans are so fascinating that they get stuck into their mind and they don't want to stop singing or humming those bhajans. Beloved Sant Ji said that, dear one, you know, our mind is a very clever entity. He is an agent of negative power, and whenever any dear one sits in the meditation to do the Simran, the negative power doesn't like it, and he uses every possible trick to make the dear one stop doing the Simran. And also, our mind likes the music, our mind likes the delicacies. And sometimes our mind brings us fear within us, sometimes he brings us distress, sometimes he brings us sadness, sometimes he brings within us happiness of the things which are not there. These are all the tricks that the mind is playing so that we don't put our attention in doing the Simran and remain under the control of mind. So like the mind is clever and he is playing tricks on you, you should also play a trick on him. And then Sant Ji told that dear one that if your mind likes to remember the tune of the bhajan, why don't you do the Simran on the tune of that bhajan? The dear one asked Sant Ji that how I can do that. So then Sant Ji sang a bhajan which we have heard him singing so many times. सुन फरियाद पीरा दे अपीरा एक आख सुनावा तैनू प्यारिया. Beloved Sant Ji then told the dear one that use this tune to do the Simran like this. So this is how our beloved Sant Ji taught the dear one to sing or to repeat the Simran to the tune of this bhajan. He said that if your mind is bothering you and if he wants you to remember the tune of the bhajan which you have just sang or heard, either try to do the Simran on that tune or use this. And you will have to do this only for few times. And once you will do the Simran, keep your attention at the eye center, then your Simran will start happening by itself and the path in front of you will get open. So this is what I remember, this question. And the beautiful answer. It has helped me a lot, and I hope this will help you also. Thank you.